a veteran, what's the hardest part of this part of the season for guys?
I don't think it should be very hard at all. I think we're trying to still find a rhythm. Uh, Obviously, we got guys in and out of the lineups with injuries and things like that. So I think that we need to, and I think that we are taking these games seriously and finding the motivation that we need to prepare ourselves for the postseason.
What makes you think that the team's taking it seriously? Like, what is it you're seeing?
Well, I mean, it's just us and our attention to detail. It's this isn't a knock on the Jazz or any other team that we're playing that isn't going to be in the postseason. However, it's not about them; it's about us preparing for the postseason. Attention to detail, habits, making sure that we follow our game plan and don't make game plan mistakes. Because obviously, in the playoffs, every possession matters, and we want to play these games and focus like we are going into the playoffs. So when we get there, it's not a surprise or we're not lacking or anything like that.
What do you, as a veteran, you see, somebody like Peyton, young guy come in, he's trying to find his footing, playing time kind of fluctuates a little bit, and to see the progress that he's made.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton's growth has been great. He obviously went through a little injury spell there for a second, lost his rhythm, but Peyton's, I feel like he's an energy player. When he comes in and he plays with energy, he thinks about defense first, and he's just out there running around. Great things happen. He's extremely athletic. He's shooting the ball a lot better. And obviously in the break he can make things happen, and he contests a lot of shots and blocks shots for us. And the ball finds energy. We tell him that all the time. And tonight it showed. He played well. I thought he shot the ball well. And he gave us that defensive spark that we really needed tonight.
How was it for you when you just were out of the rotation there for a little bit recently? And
Me?
Then, yeah, and then you got back.
I mean, I'm a pro, so I still prepare every game, every practice like I'm going to play. But it does give me more time to hang out with my kids and stay up late and watch TV if I want to, But obviously, it's next man up, and obviously we put a lot of pressure on Nikola to be great every night, 82 games for 40 minutes for us. So it's a lot of wear and tear on his body. But we, as a committee of bigs, we owe him that if he, is going through some ailments and he needs to take some time off and he's injured, it's our job to be able to, not fill his shoes, but, fill them as best as we can collectively as a unit.
Feels like you've always had a sixth sense in terms of when to go get a lob, when that alleyway is going to open up for you. Just when do you know? How do you know? What are you looking for? Is it?
I feel like a lot of the times I got a connection with the guy who's making the pass, but then also I'm looking at the back line of the defense. More times than not, it's usually like a guard down there. And if I get past my guy, I look for it. And even if I don't get it, I'm putting so much pressure on the rim that those guys may come in there to open up shots for my teammates, which that's fine with me as long as we're getting open shots. If I got to sacrifice me rolling, me getting elbowed or whatever for Mike or Julian or Zeke to get a wide open three, I'm going to do that. And then at some point, it's going to pay off and somebody's going to be the recipient of an easy wide open basket.
How do you communicate where to throw it on those lobs?
I don't know. They just throw it. I feel like a lot of the times, I had no idea how I caught the second one that rushed through, and he was like, I just kind of led you, But I feel like my teammates now, they kind of, have taken the Chris Paul approach and just kind of see what happens,
He's up there somewhere.
Yeah.
What is Russ like as a lob tosser?
He's a horrible lob passer. Nah, Russ is great, man. He, he throws it so quick sometimes, so I got to be ready to, especially when it's in traffic. But Russ is trying to pass, more times than not. But you just have to be ready for that pass. And I feel like we got our, bad ones out in training camp and in the preseason. So now I know where he's going to throw it and where it's going to be more times than not. And, you got to be ready to catch those passes because he's more than willing to make it.
Malone cited your ability to set screens. I was just curious about where do you think you really got good at screens? Was it coaching? Was there a coach that helped you? Was it just setting a 700,000 of them in your career? Like where did you get good at it?
I think it was trial and error. I had played with a lot of great pick and roll guards throughout the course early in my career, and like Baron Davis, Katino Mobley, and then Chris for a very long time, and then Luka and guys like that. So I was able to learn angles, but Chris and I feel like have had the best connection, and we played together so long. And he was very militant on angles and when and where and timing and things like that, and it has made me a great screener. So I definitely thank him for that.
Are you able to kind of convey what you learned about it to other guys? Is it something that's innate where you just like you understand how to do it and you're gonna have to do it, or can you teach that to guys like Zeke and the other guys?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's an angles thing. Obviously, you want to get guys like Jamal or Russ to be able to go downhill, so you got to set the screen a little differently than you would a guy like Julian or Mike, to where they can shoot the ball right behind the screen. So I think it's just a personnel thing and knowing what your teammate wants to do.
Cool.
Great.
Thank you, DeAndre.
Thanks so much.